Okay, guys, we are going to continue with Beauty and the Beast Part 2. We're going to start where we left off, where the merchant father came home, and Beauty can tell that something's not quite right, but he wants to wait to talk about it until after they get to spend some time together. A few days later, the merchant told his daughters what had happened to him in the rose garden at the Beast's castle. He told them how he had plucked the rose and been confronted by the beast. He explained that he had promised to return to the beast and accept his punishment. "Do you have to go?" pleaded the girls. He explained that the beast had said that the only way for him to avoid it would be if one of them was willing to go and live with the beast. "But I won't allow that," exclaimed the merchant. "I will go," said Beauty quietly. "No, Beauty," said her father. "I am the one who took the rose. I shall go back to the beast, and I'd rather go myself for 100 years than send you." "No, father," said Beauty. "I want to go." Her father tried to change her mind, but Beauty was determined. A few days later, Beauty and her father returned to the castle. When she first saw the beast, Beauty could not help shuddering, but she tried to conceal or hide her fear. "Good evening, old man," said the beast. "Is this your youngest daughter?" "Yes," said the merchant. "This is Beauty." Beauty curtsied before the beast, and this is what she's doing right now. It's a curtsy. "Good evening, Beauty," said the beast. "Are you here to take your father's place and live here with me in the castle?" "Yes, I am," said Beauty. The following day, the beast gave Beauty's father a trunk filled with golden coins and sent him on his way. As Beauty watched her father ride away, she held back tears. "Beauty," said the beast, "fear not. Things are not as bad as they may seem. You have given yourself for your father's sake, and your goodness will be rewarded. Listen to me and heed," which means to pay attention, "and heed this advice. Do not be deceived by appearances. Trust your heart, not your eyes." I wonder what he means by that. The next day, Beauty explored her new home. The beast had been right. Things were not as bad as she had feared. The palace was actually quite lovely. She found a huge library filled with books she had always wanted to read. She went for a walk in the lovely gardens where songbirds chirped her favorite tunes. When it was time for dinner, Beauty was greeted by a staff of pleasant servants who prepared none other than her favorite meal. Sounds like a pretty good little deal Beauty has going here. "Good evening, Beauty," said the beast. Beauty was still startled by the beast's appearance, but the more time she spent with him, the more she found that he treated her with kindness and courtesy. He pulled out her chair and sat next to her at dinner. He listened to her stories about her family and spoke kindly to her while they dined. Dine means like to eat dinner together. The dinner turned out to be less painful than Beauty had imagined. When it was over and it was time to say goodnight, though, the beast turned to Beauty and asked, "Do you love me, Beauty? Will you marry me?" Beauty did not know what to say. She was afraid that the beast would be upset if she declined or said no. Which I wouldn't know how to feel because they just met. So you would want to say no because you don't know him. But also, Is he gonna be upset? Is he gonna hurt you? What's gonna happen? Seeing this, the beast said, "Say yes or no, without fear." Trusting his words, Beauty replied, "No, thank you," as gently as she could. "Very well," said the beast. "Good night, then." After that, every night was much the same. Beauty dined with the beast, and the beast treated her with great kindness. She even began to enjoy his conversations. Little by little, Beauty got used to the way he looked. Despite his appearance, Beauty found the beast polite, and his elegant manners put her fears to rest. But when the meal was over and it was time to say goodnight, the beast always turned to her and asked, "Do you love me, Beauty? Will you marry me?" Although she cared for him more and more with each passing day, Beauty always felt that, as hard as it was, the only answer she could give was, "No, thank you." One night, the beast noticed a sorrowful look, which is one of sadness. Sorrow means sad. So, look full of sadness on Beauty's face. "Beauty," he said, "I cannot bear to see you unhappy. What is the matter?" Oh, very sorrowful look. Oh, she said, wiping her tears away. "I'm just sad because I miss my family." She paused. "Especially my father. He is getting older, and if his health is failing, I worry that he may need me. If only I could see him just to make sure he is well." "But Beauty," said the beast, "if you leave me, I fear that I will never see you again, and I will be alone forever." "Dear beast," said Beauty softly, "I do not want to leave you. I would be very sad if I could not see you again, but I long to see my father. If you will let me go for 1 month, I promise to come back and stay with you for the rest of my life." You think he should let her go? "Very well," sighed the beast, "but remember your promise and wear this locket as a constant reminder." And constant means it'll never stop. So every time she sees it, she'll remember, "Oh, I need to go see the beast in a month." When you want to come back, simply open the locket and say the words, "I wish to go back to the beast." When Beauty woke the next morning, she was in her father's house. Not the old country cottage, but a fine new house in the city that he had bought with the riches the beast had given him. Her father hugged her and wept, which means to cry, and wept for joy when he saw her. Soon Beauty's sisters came with their new husbands. They seemed to be happy, but Beauty could tell they were not. One sister had married a very handsome man who was so in love with his own face that he thought of nothing else. The other sister had married a clever man who entertained himself at others' expense. So that means that he was very witty or maybe kind of smart, but he made fun of people. So I could imagine that he wouldn't be that fun to be around. Day after day, Beauty enjoyed being with her father and doing whatever she could to help him. But the time came for her to return to the beast. She found that she could not bring herself to say goodbye to her father. Every day she told herself, "Today I will go back." But every night she put it off again. That doesn't sound good. I don't think the beast will be happy about that. Then one night she dreamed that she was wandering in the garden around the beast's castle when suddenly she heard painful groans. She heard the sounds and discovered the beast lying on the ground, and it seemed he was hurting. Beauty awoke with a start. Oh, how could I do this to my poor beast? She cried. If it does not matter, I'm sorry, it does not matter that he is not handsome. Why have I been refusing to marry him? I would be happier with him than with someone like my sisters have married. The beast is honest and good, and that matters more than anything else. She opened the locket hanging around her neck and said firmly, I wish to go back to the beast. In an instant, she found herself at the palace. But where was the beast? Beauty ran through the rooms of the castle, calling for the beast. There was no answer. Then she remembered her dream. She ran to the garden, and there she found the beast stretched out on the ground. Beauty cried, Oh no, he is. She couldn't bring herself to finish the sentence. It is all my fault. She fell to the ground and took him in her arms. The beast lay still as Beauty's tears fell upon his face. Then he slowly opened his eyes. Oh, beast, she sobbed. How you frightened me. Thank goodness you are still alive. I never knew how much I loved you until now, when I feared it was too late. So it kind of seemed like her tears brought him back to life. In a faint voice, the beast said, Beauty, I was dying because I thought you had forgotten your promise. But you have come back. Can you really love such a dreadful creature as I am? Yes, said Beauty, I do love you. Then once again the beast asked, Beauty, will you marry me? Yes, she answered. Yes, beast, I will marry you. Before she finished speaking, a flash of light beamed around her. Beauty gasped and covered her eyes to shield them from the bright light. When she opened her eyes again, she no longer saw a beast. There before her, laying at her feet, was a handsome prince. What has happened to my beast? She asked the stranger, noticing that there was something familiar about his eyes. I was the beast, said the prince. A fairy put a spell on me and changed me into a beast until someone would agree to marry me. You are the only one who has been good enough to see past my appearance and into my heart. Beauty gave the young prince her hand to help him to his feet, and they walked side by side into the castle. They were married the very next day, with Beauty's whole family there to help celebrate, and they lived happily ever after.